Hello and welcome. In a world where your office can be pretty much anywhere, a coffee shop, your kitchen table, you name it, there's this one huge question that keeps every IT team up at night. How do we keep our stuff safe? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a key piece of tech that does exactly that.
Right, this is the core of it, isn't it? It's all about giving your people seamless access, letting them work from wherever, but without just leaving the front door wide open to every threat out there. It's a really tricky balancing act between making things easy and keeping things locked down tight.
For years, the answer was always the good old VPN. But let's be honest, they can be clunky, they can be slow, and they're just a hassle. The new way, the goal we're all shooting for, is something way better. Access that's so smooth, the user barely knows it's there, but is also incredibly secure. So how do we actually get there?
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll quickly touch on the remote access problem itself. Then, we'll meet our digital bouncer. After that, we'll go inside the secure gateway to see how it really works, understand that it's part of a team, and finally, wrap up with the big security payoff. So, let's meet the star of today's show. I want you to think of the Omnissa Horizon PCI OIP Secure Gateway as the digital bouncer standing at the velvet rope of your corporate network. Its whole job is to check IDs and make sure only the right people get inside. And here it is, the official definition. This component's entire reason for being is to stand at the edge, look at all the traffic trying to get in, and make absolutely sure that only authorized PCOIP data from a user who's proven who they are ever gets past the front door. It's your first line of defense.
And here's the real game changer. By acting as a secure middleman, or a proxy, the gateway completely gets rid of the need for a separate clunky VPN. And that is a huge win. It just makes life simpler for both the user and for the IT folks managing everything.
So where does this bouncer actually hang out? Well, most of the time, you'll find it enabled on what we call Unified Access Gateway Appliances, or UAGs for short. These are the boxes that sit right at the edge of your network. But it's also possible to set it up directly on the Horizon Connection servers, too.
All right, so we know who the bouncer is and where it works. Now for the fun part. Let's step inside and see exactly how it does its job. It's really just a clean, four-step process. First, a user out on the internet wants to connect. The gateway stops them and does the ID check, making sure their credentials are legit. Once they're verified, it creates a secure, encrypted connection. Think of it like a secret handshake. And only after all that does it safely escort or proxy the user's PCOIP traffic inside to their virtual desktop. And notice I keep saying PCOIP traffic, which brings us to a super important point.
Yeah, it's really important to get this. Our bouncer is a specialist. It has a very specific job, and it's part of a bigger security team. It doesn't just handle any old type of traffic trying to get into your network.
And this table just lays it all out perfectly. As you can see, our PCOIP gateway, our bouncer, handles the PCOIP display protocol. That's the one you often see used for really high-fidelity graphics, like with CAD software or medical imaging. Its teammate, the Blast Secure Gateway, does the exact same job, but for a different protocol, Blast Extreme, which is great for trickier network conditions. And then you have a totally different player, the Horizon Security Gateway, that handles things like USB devices or multimedia. See? Each one is a specialist with a really critical role.
Okay, so we know what it is, we know how it works, but now let's get to the most important part, the security payoff. Why is having this digital bouncer so unbelievably critical for your company?
Honestly, the difference is like night and day. With the gateway turned on, every bit of external traffic is forced through one single, tough inspection point. Nothing gets to talk directly to your internal desktops. But if you turn it off, for people outside the office, you are literally creating a direct tunnel from some random client on the public internet straight into a machine inside your network. That's not a risk, that's an open invitation for trouble.
And that leads to this crucial point. By using the gateway, you make your firewall rules so much simpler. You don't have to punch hundreds of different holes in your firewall, one for every single desktop. Nope, you just open one path to the gateway, and it takes care of everything else. This shrinks your network's attack surface down massively. So let's just quickly recap the big points. The PCOIP Secure Gateway is your secure proxy, your digital bouncer. It gets rid of the need for a VPN, it authenticates every single external connection, and most importantly, it stops your internal desktops from being directly exposed to the internet. And it does all this as a specialist on a bigger security team.
And all of this leaves us with one last thing to think about. In this age of working from anywhere,
Your security perimeter isn't a wall anymore. Your digital front door is everywhere. And the real question is, have you posted the right balancer to guard it?